Larry Norris was a 16-year-old boy who was a dreamer. He was often chastised in class for looking out the window. One day, his teacher asked what he was looking at in the middle of English class and turned to her and smiled. "Did you ever wonder what it would be like to be able to ride a cloud?" Everyone in class laughed. But Larry wasn't laughing. He looked around and started laughing at them. "You people have no imagination." That statement didn't exactly make him a real popular guy. But Larry didn't care. They could laugh at him all they wanted. When it was announced that the carnival was coming to town, he was very excited. "The carnival is going to be a lot of fun," he announced to his cousin Lonnie. She was one of the few people who hung with him. "Are we going to go together?" "It sounds like a plan, cousin." So on the opening day of the carnival, the two of them went off to see the lights and sounds and sights. They ate cotton candy and rode all of the fun rides. He tried very hard to win her a teddy bear at those rigged games. It took a while, but he did win her one. She kissed him on the cheek. They saw the sign for the World of Wonder show and decided that it would be a lot of fun. "I think it is a freak show," said Lonnie. "You mean women with beards and dog boy and that stuff?" "Absolutely," she said with a smile. "Okay, let's go look at the freaks." "Some people think I am a freak." "Larry, you aren't a freak, you are just unique." "That's what I always thought." So they paid their money and went inside the tent. The person that was accepting the cash was the strong man. Larry, who was tall enough and no weakling, stood next to him flexing his muscles, while his cousin took a picture. There was laughter all around. They sat down and watched the show. There was a psychic and she was rather amazing. She pointed at Lonnie and said, "You are a very bright girl at mathematics and someday you will discover a new planet or star, and it will be named after you." Lonnie was very excited because she was a very enthusiastic astronomy aficionado and loved the idea of having a planet. Even a dwarf planet? Or star named after her. "I think she's amazing," whispered Lonnie to her cousin. He just nodded his head. The man that swallowed swords was also very cool. There was a guy who bent objects with his mind, including spoons and forks and knives. It was a freak show, but it was also a fun show. While Lonnie and the rest of the audience was enchanted and entertained, for Larry the entire universe had opened up. He knew where he belonged. When the show was over, they stood up and whistled and clapped with the rest of the audience. "That was so great," said Lonnie with a huge smile. "It was earth-shattering." They filed out of the tent and drifted for a while. "I am getting tired and it is time to go home." Lonnie smiled at her cousin. "It sounds like a good idea. But I have to go to the bathroom first." "Okay, I'll wait for you here." "All right, I won't be long." "Hey, wait 1 second before you go." "What is it?" He hugged his cousin with love. "What's that for?" "Because I know you, and you want to go home and look through that fancy telescope for a planet or star that they will name after you." She blushed. "I know a lot of people don't believe in psychics, but that woman didn't know me, and yet she was aware of my passion for astronomy. She was good. Anyway, I have to go to the bathroom." She handed him the teddy bear that he had won for her. She went off and he smiled. "Goodbye, cousin Lonnie, you are the only one that ever believed in me." He placed the teddy bear down, turned around and left. It didn't take long before he was wandering around the back area of the carnival. This was restricted to only the working staff, but he managed to get behind there. He made it look like he belonged and walked with confidence. A couple of security guards nodded his way and didn't even ask for ID. Larry made it to the trailers and loved all of the decorations and special paint jobs that each one sported. "I could spend my whole life here in this special universe." Meanwhile, Lonnie had walked out of the bathroom and couldn't see Larry. Miraculously, nobody had stolen the teddy bear. "Larry, where are you?" She turned this way and that way but couldn't find him. The young girl started to panic and wondered what had happened to him. She went to the ticket booth. "Hello, do you have a lost and found?" "We do, it is next to the cotton candy booth." "Thanks." She left and found the lost and found booth. There was a nice-looking woman working it. "Hello, I seem to have lost my cousin." The woman smiled. "And what is your cousin's name?" "His name is Larry Masters." "Do you have a picture of him?" "I do." She pulled out her phone and there was a selfie they had taken that night when he had finally won her the teddy bear that she still carried. "This is the website that I want you to send it to, and then I will forward it to the security firm that is working the carnival." "Thank you," she said, hoping that this would work. The head of security looked at the photo and scratched his head. "I could have sworn that I saw this guy tonight." He sent it out to all of the security team. But Larry was walking through a part of the carnival that nobody ever saw. It was where the staff went to relax and played cards. He watched the bearded woman, the strongman, the psychic and dog boy playing poker. Larry didn't know whether to intrude on the game or just keep floating around. But the strongman saw him and waved him over. "Hi, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt." "Take a seat, young man," said the psychic. "Thank you, I really appreciate it." "Can we deal you in?" "No, I really don't play." "That is fine, you don't have to play." He smiled in relief. "So, did you like the show?" "It was great. I wish I could be part of it, and not just in the audience, but like on stage." They all smiled and nodded. "Do you have any weird or wonderful talent?" "No, but I have a great imagination." "We pull out tomorrow morning." "You need to talk to the boss, Mr. Young. He might find a spot for you." The strongman pulled out a cell phone and dialed a number. A few minutes later, Mr. Young showed up and smiled. "Are you Larry?" "I am." "Great, if you are interested then you can start at the next site. If you want, you can go home and say goodbye to your parents and siblings." "I'm good. If I go home there is no way that my parents will let me join the carnival." "Okay." The next morning when they pulled out, Larry was part of the Carney family.